Hello everyone, welcome to Dharma Foundation. In this video, I am going to explain you the fishbone diagram of sources of Indian Constitution. So let's make a fishbone diagram of sources of Indian Constitution. For that, what I am taking is I am making a fishbone like structure. Fishbone is look like this. So in your notebook, you can make like this. This is like fishbone structure, like right. So the topic is sources of Indian Constitution. So at the first place, what I am writing is I am taking sources from Government of India Act of 1935. Government of India Act 1935. What are the provisions Indian Constitution has taken from Government of India Act 1935? So one is center-state relationship. Central state relationships. Another one is federal structure. And public service commissions. And administrative affairs. What else? President's rule. And discretionary powers of governors. Discretionary powers of governors. So these are the provisions Indian Constitution has taken from Government of India Act of 1935. What are they? Center-state relationships and federal structure, public service commissions and administrative affairs, and president's rules, discretionary powers of governor. So another one is British Constitution. From British Constitution. So what are the provisions taken from British Constitution? Parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. Next, CAG. Next, AG. These are taken from British Parliament, British Constitution. So and elections and bicameral system. Bicameral system means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and rights of assembly members. What else? President as nominal head. What else? Single citizenship. And what else? Equal justice. So these are the provisions Indian Constitution has taken from British Constitution. So next, coming to the USA. USA, you can write here USA. From USA, what are the provisions Indian Constitution has taken? One is written constitution. And another one is fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Next, supremacy of constitution. What else? Preamble. Preamble are also taken from USA. And judicial review. Judicial review and removal of judges. And vice president post. Next, interstate trade. Committees. And one more important point is states' involvement in Constitutional Amendment Act. States' involvement in Constitutional Amendment Act. So these are the provisions Indian Constitution has taken from USA. What are they? One is written constitution, another is fundamental rights and supremacy of constitution and interstate trade committees, and this vice president post, removal of judges, preamble, judicial review, and states' involvement in Constitutional Amendment Act. These are the provisions Indian Constitution has taken from USA. Now come to the Australian Constitution. Australia. So I am erasing this for convenient. Australia. Australian Constitution. What are the provisions we have taken from Australia? One is common list. Like state, union and concurrent list like this, and joint meeting of both houses. Joint sittings of both houses. This is taken from Australian Constitution. And trade laws. So various trade laws are taken from Australian Constitution. Now coming to the South Africa. From South Africa. So what are the provisions we have taken from South Africa? Constitutional amendment methods. Constitutional amendment methods. And the next one is election of Rajya Sabha members. Rajya Sabha. These are the provisions we have taken from South Africa. Now coming to the Russia. Russia, USSR. From USSR, what we have taken? fundamental duties, another one is socialist principles, like planning, and socio-economic, and political justice in preamble. So these words are taken from the USSR in preamble. And planning, long-term plan, 5 years plan. So what else provisions? So these provisions are taken from USSR. What are they? Fundamental duties, socialist principles, socio-economic and political justice in preamble, and another one is long-term plans. So now come to the Irish. From Irish government, from Irish constitution. So what are the provisions we have taken from Irish constitution? One is most important, that is DPSP. DPSP means Directive Principle of State Policies. DPSP and nomination of Rajya Sabha members, nomination of Rajya Sabha. Who nominates Rajya Sabha members? President nominates Rajya Sabha members. Rajya Sabha members. And proportional representation. When we use proportional representation in the process of indirect elections, where in presidential elections we use proportional representation method, and election of president. So these provisions are DPSP, nomination of Rajya Sabha members, proportional representation, election of president. These provisions are taken from Irish constitution. So now coming to the Japan. From Japan, right to live, Article 21. Article 21. Right to live. This provision is taken from Japan. Another one is a method delivered by law. So these provisions we have taken from Japan. Now coming to the Germany. From Germany, suspension of fundamental rights. These provisions we have taken from Germany. Suspension of fundamental rights. When fundamental rights are suspended? During emergency. Fundamental rights. So what else? So this provision is taken from Germany. Now coming to the Canada. Canada. So what are the provisions we have taken from Canada? One is residuary powers, Where it goes to residual powers? It goes to the center. Residual powers to the center. Another one is President may seek advice from Supreme Court. This this provision is President's power. So President may seek help from or advice from Supreme Court. Next, federation with strong union. Our constitution is unionistic based mostly because center has more power than states. Next, and Supreme Court's advisory jurisdiction. Supreme Court's advisory jurisdictions. Advisory jurisdictions and appointment of governors. Who appoints governors? By central government, right? Appointment of governors by central government. So governor, he acts as agent of the central government. So in this way we can make one fishbone diagram of sources of Indian Constitution, so that in exams times it will be very easy to memorize, and it will be very easy to restudy. Thank you. We'll meet you in the next video with another concept. Until then, bye bye.